organicseduction.com.
Hey guys, today I want to talk about why I think it's such a great idea to start your own blog. One of the best things about having your own blog is that you can keep a record of every single time you go out, every interaction you have, and all the different changes you go through. A lot of guys get about 3 or 4 months into trying to become pickup artists, learning to get better with women, and they can't really remember where they came from. They'll go home from a night where they got 5 or 6 phone numbers but no makeouts and be like, man, what a waste of a night. But if you look back at the very first night you went out where you couldn't even talk to a girl, you realize you've actually been climbing up a hill and you can see all the different changes and things you've gone through. And it'll really help you to keep you on the path and keep you confident in dealing with yourself. It's also amazing, every time you go home, you want to debrief the night, kind of write all the things you went through, the different conversations, how you interacted, and what you could do better. The most important thing is to write about what went wrong or where you can improve, not as a way of making you feel bad about yourself or what you're missing, but as a way of seeing what you can do next time to do even better. Because we always want to be focusing on improving. Even if you just take 1 step a day, that's 365 steps in a year. And in 3 years, you've gone from 0 to 1,000 steps. So you want to debrief the night, kind of look at what you went through. And it's also a way that you can share with your buddies. They can look at your debriefs, maybe they'll write some comments. Maybe initially you just want to keep your blog completely private and it's just for you. But eventually you get to the point where you're more and more comfortable, and maybe your buddies will start reading your blog, they'll post on it. And that's a way you can stay in touch with guys, especially if you go traveling or go moving. You'll have a home base where you have a record of everything you've done. You can look back, your buddies can say, oh, look how much better you've gotten, this is what you can work on. Whenever you're feeling really down, you know, you have a rough night out, you don't get any numbers, maybe you just don't make any connections, and you'll start thinking, man, I really suck. It's like that, when you can go and look at where you came from and see that you've totally changed as a person. A night that I consider a terrible night now, 2 years ago, I would have been like, that's the best night of my life. That excitement is something that we have so much when we start out game, the first 1 or 3 months. You love going out, you love getting numbers. And then when numbers aren't enough, when you're trying to get to the next levels, sometimes we can feel down. But you want to keep your excitement going, and having a blog can help you just maintain that excitement, because sometimes when I go out, I just go for a crazy adventure just so that I have a really good blog post, or just so something crazy happens to me. Because I just love having a good story, and I love sharing with all the guys who read my stories. I love the fact that other guys read my stories, write posts on my blog, leave me comments. That connecting keeps me inspired to get better and better. Even as I reach the higher levels of game or the higher levels of being a pickup coach, whatever, it's more about the interactivity and connecting with other guys that's really valuable. And sharing with your friends is so important, because we want to remember that it's part of being a community and part of being tied to other people. And I just think, you know, with any other project, in every book where they tell you how to improve your life, they always say write down a list of goals. And one of the things that's really great, and that I do on my blog, is at the beginning of every year I write down a list of 20 to 100 goals, things I'm afraid of, things that are hard, and I spend the whole year trying to achieve those. So guys that read my blog, they kind of force me and inspire me to try and hit my goals, because I know they're watching. So there's a lot of good that come from a blog, and a lot of guys think, oh, I'll start a blog when I get really good. If you actually read my blog at organicseduction.com, the first 3 or 4 posts are actually from 6 months before I even heard about game. And I could read those and read about how the last girl I slept with before I learned game, how I didn't know anything was going to happen. I had no idea we were going to sleep together until after we started, and I had no way of understanding why we're building a connection. Now I can look at that night and look at that blog post and be like, wow, I'm nothing like that guy. I understand everything that guy did. I'm more aware. And the same thing could be good for you. That's why starting even as a complete beginner, I inspire every guy I meet, every guy I teach, every new guy or experienced guy. It's always really useful. Even if you want to keep it offline, just keep a diary. Keeping a blog can really make a huge difference. I totally recommend it. And if you want to see more of my stuff or read my crazy adventures, the highs and the lows, because I write about every terrible thing that happens to me because I always think it's hilarious, check out organicseduction.com. I'll talk to you guys again soon.